Can you hear us, young lady? Miss Kathy? We can't hear you. We need to hear you. Oh, because you're muted. Hold on. Let me see if I can unmute you. You're muted. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, but you have a echo in the background. So I don't know if you have two devices on.
Oh, I do. Let me turn the other one off. Hold on a second. Is that better?
Much better. And
Okay.
then can you turn your video on?
I can see you. You can't see me?
No, your video is off at the moment.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect. All right. So just hang in there. We'll let you know. You're going to go first. So just hang in there and we'll get to you shortly.
Okay.
All right.
As our colleague had said, we want all phones on silent and keep the conversations at a minimum if you can. If not, you can always go into the hallway and have conversation. I would like to read the notice. The Board of Alders notice New Haven, the Aldermanic Affairs Committee of the Board of Alders will meet in person on Wednesday, May 29, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the Board of Alders chamber located at 165 Church Street, second floor, New Haven, Connecticut, to hear and act on the following items. Number one, LN 2024-0249. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Kathy Stevens to the Humane Commission. Item number two, LM 2024-0338. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Marcella Wonk Black to the Cultural Affairs Commission. Item number three, LM 2024-0245. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Robert Post to the Board of Ethics. Item number four, LM 2024-0243. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of David M. Caruso to the Fairway Commission. Item number five, LM 2024-0315. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Michael Waters to the Historic District Commission. Item 6, LM 2024-0248. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Althea M. Brooks to the Homeless Advisory Commission. Item 7, LM 2024-0246. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Kathleen Green McCray to the Homeless Advisory Commission. Item 8, LM 2024-0256. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Ida Johnson to the Homeless Advisory Commission. Item 9, LM 2024-0247. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Margaret Tarbro to the Humane Commission. Item 10, LM 2024-0255. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Dolores Cologne to the Livable City Initiative Board. Item 11, LM 20240344. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Raquel Figueroa Crespo to the Peace Commission. Item 12, LM 20240342. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Richard Ballou to the Port Authority Board of Alders Commissioners. Item 13, LM 20240244. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Dustin Nord to the Port Authority Board of Commissioners. Item 14, order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment of Khalid Ortiz Diaz to the Commission on Youth. Item 15, LM 20240250. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Alberta Witherspoon to the Affordable Housing Commission. Item 16, LM 20240339. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Magali Pajias to the Cultural Affairs Commission. Item 17, LM 20240340. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Kelly Lizardo to the Cultural Affairs Commission. Item 18, LM 20240341. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Roseanne Citadin to the Humane Commission. Item 19, LM 20240257. Order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the reappointment of Claudia Merson to the Board of Library Directors. For order, Honorable Rosa Ferrara Santana, Chair. Attest, Honorable Michael Smart, City Town Clerk. These items are on file and available in the office of the City Clerk located at 200 Orange Street, room 202, New Haven, Connecticut 06510. For accessibility-related accommodations, please call 203-946-7651 voice or 203-946-8582 TTY TDD. Public comment testimony may be submitted via email to publictestimony@newhavenct.gov before 2 p.m. on the day of the meeting. This meeting will be viewed in the New Haven Board of Alders YouTube page. Thank you and welcome all. I'd like to have my colleagues introduce themselves. To my right,
Alder Sal Punzo, Ward 17.
Alder Ron Hurt, Ward 3.
Alder Rosa Ferraro Santana, Ward 13, Chair of the Committee.
Alder Evelyn Rodriguez, Ward 4.
Thank you. And before we go into other deliberations this evening, I wanted to mention that we are streaming a video with Kathy Stevens, who is item number 1, to the Humane Commission, because she has disability issues and is not able to attend the meeting. She needs someone to help and guide her around. But she is committed to serving the Humane Commission. And so, Kathy, if you would like to tell us your name and address for the record, please, and tell us
Sure.
why you want to serve the Humane Commission.
Sure. My name is Kathy Stevens. I reside at 1771 Ella T. Grasso Boulevard in New Haven. I am a dog trainer by profession since my retirement. And I would be interested in serving on the Humane Commission because I'm very interested in animal welfare.
Okay, anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah, I want to make a little bit, you made mention of my disability. I have a disease called macular degeneration, and it makes it difficult for me to drive. But other than that, I pretty much cope with pretty much everything in my life fairly well.
Thank you for clarifying that for me. My mom has macular degeneration, so I understand perfectly well what you go through.
Thank you.
And that is the reason why we're doing video. We don't normally do video, but because we wanted to accommodate Kathy to be able to talk with us and able to understand her condition, that she still is willing and able to serve, and that she does have people who will drive her to and from meetings. And they've also, the Humane Commission has also made considerations for her to do video at the meeting. So if she's not able to get a ride, she can do video. So I just wanted to let you know that. That is not a standard that we use in this chamber, because we'd like to do a person in our presence, so that we can talk to them and get a feeling for how they feel about the commission. But because of her of the presence that she was not able to attend and wanted to do video chat, we accepted her to do that as well. So we won't do it for everyone. It's only, of course, a consideration of a health need. So I just wanted to point that out. Does anyone have any questions for Kathy? Kathy, I know that you're really willing and able to, and anxious to. Are you still able to train?
Yes, I still work roughly 20 hours a week. I work primarily, I think over half of my clients are rescue dogs. So it is something of a passion of mine.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your time, Kathy, and get well. And
Thank
we'll
you.
talk. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Our next appointment is Marcella Blanc Black. Is she here? And if I said your name incorrectly, come on up.
Good evening.
Good evening. Have a seat and speak into the microphone and say your name and address for the record.
My name is Marcella Monk Blake. My address is 150 Fountain Terrace, New Haven.
Wonderful. And you want to sit on the Cultural Affairs Commission,
Yes.
and tell us why.
Well, all of my life I've been an artsy person. I'm a retired teacher. I have the pleasure of working with Mr. Punzo, the Rodriguez family, my family. We grew up in the Hill of New Haven. I'm a singer. My husband is a musician. My children are all singers. We have planned and executed, planned and produced performances throughout the city, throughout the state. I'm a Connecticut Arts Hero winner for 2023. I just love the arts and culture, and I love this city, and there's so many things that I would like to see happen for children. And not just children, but for our communities.
And what do you think that you bring to the table that's missing at the moment that you know of?
Well, I can't say that I know that there's anything missing, but my strong ties to the community, I think, will be an asset. My musical expertise, my planning skills, my educational background in administration will also, I think, be an asset.
Wonderful. Any questions from the committee? John, you have any?
No, this would be a great appointment if we decide on appointing her. Marcella's been in the city for many, many years and done some great performances. She's a wonderful person, child-oriented, so glad to see her here.
Thank you, Sal.
Wonderful. Any further questions? Seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
Try to make it easy and painless as possible.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Robert Post, is he here? Robert Post? Robert Post. David M. Caruso. Come on up. Good evening.
Good evening.
State your name and address for the record when you get a seat there.
David Caruso. My address is 21 Rock Hill Road, New Haven. Actually, my elder.
Yes. Push the microphone towards you a little bit because I think it's too far away. Okay, wonderful. And tell us why you want to sit on the Fair Rent Commission.
I bought a condo this past year, but beforehand I've rented in New Haven for about 20 years. About 5 different neighborhoods around town. And seeing the way things have changed in the past couple of years has made me want to get involved. A friend of mine is on the Hamden Fair Rent Commission, and just seeing some of the work they've done there has made me realize something I feel I'd be good at and a way I can make a difference. And that's largely it.
What do you think your knowledge or expertise would bring to the table as a Fair Rent Commission?
As I said, I've rented in about 5 different neighborhoods around town for about 20 years. I've given me a sense of the rental market and what renters face. Many of my friends and relatives have rented throughout that time period as well. I'm just aware of what that experience is like and what needs to be advocated for.
Well, it's certainly needed in our city, as I know they're trying to ramp up the Fair Rent Commission. So appreciate your willingness to want to serve. Any questions from the committee?
I do want to just say that, given that the current situation is with our rental properties here in the city,
Yeah.
and some neighborhoods are treated more. Let's just be real here,
Definitely.
real on the table. The rent is sky high, and it's really not even. It's like highway robbery, and we have a lot of our residents, especially in my ward, that's paying high rent, but not getting this proper treatment from the landlord. So that's big in our city, and we got a lot of
Absolutely.
out-of-state landlords, and so how would you go about addressing those issues in the Fair Rent Commission?
I think it's making sure that people don't look at our city as like a piggy bank for themselves. Making sure that our residents are looked after, that our needs are met. I guess a way the Fair Rent Commission could address that is just egregious rent hikes, things that are just out of line with the market where their tenants' rents have been at. I've seen, or just an example, friends of mine whose rents were like $800 go from like $800 to $1,500 in the course of the lease, and egregious things like that, making sure that people aren't taking advantage of or looking to take advantage of our residents.
What about the forming of tenant unions?
I helped canvass to help form those. I think they're a very valuable asset, and I think it's awesome that the city has chosen to recognize those unions, and I think they're a valuable tool, and I think fully support them.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. That was the question I was going to ask, but you asked. Good. Any further questions, Evelyn? No. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Waters.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
State your name and address for the record.
Michael Waters, 26 Burton Street, New Haven.
Thank you. You're being appointed or were asked to approve the Historic District Commission. So what is your expertise in the Historic District and why you want to sit on it?
So I'm trained as an architectural historian. I teach architectural history. I'm also the vice president for New Haven Preservation Trust. And so I'm not only interested and willing to serve as the representative for the trust, but fundamentally I believe in historic preservation as being an agent of good. And I want to do more for the city to build back kind of the ways in which historic preservation has oftentimes been seen in a negative light. And so I really want to serve as a way of kind of and my work at the trust has been to really push forward kind of a new way of seeing preservation. So.
What are your thoughts about historic district issues regarding antennas? And I have like 250 of them on historic district properties, and they weren't permitted. And so what are we doing about it? I mean, going forward?
Yeah, this is one of the issues we have is that, we only have the three local historic districts, Quinnipiac River, City Point, and Worcester Square. And then we have obviously many more national and state historic districts. And the only regulations for those are delay of demolition, right? And so, very little enforcement can happen on that. And in terms of the three, it's always a balance, no doubt, and so I think we always have to look in some ways to what state standards are, federal standards. Solar panels is a good case in point of,
yes.
At one point in time, the standing was to not have it because it affected the look. Now, increasingly, people are accepting of it because it's a net benefit. And so antennas are a good case in point of where, it definitely affects the look of the property and the exterior. If it's possible to have it on the back of the building, that would be the preferable way to do it, I would think.
But my question is that it's not being enforced because of the fact that a lot of people don't know that they need to get permission from the historic district. They know about windows, they know about doors, they know about other things, but that is not one of them that's being promoted by the historic district. And so I'm hoping that something will be.
I ordered that. There's something. If someone planned a phone or something.
Yeah, I hear it as well.
I apologize.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
To see if there's any way that we can do some type of either knowledgeable flyers, information being passed out to communities so that, Worcester Square does a good job.
Yes.
But other neighborhoods do not.
Exactly. And I think part of it is, I'm not sorry to interrupt.
No, and I constantly get emails from constituents, why are we allowing this to happen? And why are we allowing, the dishes, and why are we allowing them to put the electrical panels on? And so, but who's going to enforce it? And who, because you don't have inspectors that go out and inspect properties.
No, exactly. And I think that's one of the things is I think it only comes before the commission if a building permit or something is required. And so that's where I would have to honestly become more knowledgeable, because to install a dish, one would think it might be required to have a building permit, but I would guess that most people do not, right? And that there obviously is only a very limited oversight. Even to put in a electric vehicle charger, you're supposed to pull a permit, but most people do not. So.
Okay. I know that's one of my.
That's good. I will keep an eye out for you.
That's one of my.
It's a good one. Especially, I'm glad to hear that other people are cognizant of it. So.
Well, I live on the Quinnipiac River, so my constituents are always making sure that the residents who live in historic homes are doing the prevailing thing of making sure that they are, but some of them are not.
Yeah.
And so, and then we don't want to go out and find 259 people, so, because they didn't know. So, and I'm just hoping that there's a way that being proactive would be a better way to handle that.
That's great to know.
Yeah. So that's my hope. Any further questions?
One.
Yes, go ahead. Ellen.
According to your statement that you provided to us, you indicate that you moved to New Haven, that when you moved to New Haven, you fell in love with the city's architecture. And you quickly got involved in the New Haven Preservation Trust as a way to learn more about local built environment. And my question stems around the fact that according to United States Census, we have now, since as of March 2024, we have 144,000 people and counting. And you know that the city is looking at ordinances regarding affordable housing and building more housing.
Absolutely.
And that we're looking at accessory dwelling units.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see the increases of homes in the city to meet the demand and the increase of population as we continue to grow in this city, and preserving
Mm-hmm.
and protecting the beautiful architect that you have fallen in love,
Mm-hmm.
and many of us have too. Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is one of the things, especially with the question of ADUs, is that how much additional housing they will bring in is probably limited, but it is housing, right? And we are in a housing crisis. But it has to be done smartly, right? It has to be done in a way, you know, New Haven, some cities have design review where any new construction would require, you know, some sort of oversight. We don't have that here, right? We have, you know, zoning, you know, review and things of this sort. And so we have to think about the ways in which within the system we have to make sure that things like ADUs will not become a blight, essentially. They, you know, personally, I think that, you know, we have to watch out, especially for removing the owner occupancy requirement, because, you know, I think it's very easily taken advantage of by large mega landlords. That's, you know, I think there's a lot of different opinion on this. But even if one were to remove the owner occupancy requirement, I think the critical thing, especially within historic districts, is to make sure that what is done, one, is not a detriment to the existing structure, and two, blends into the neighborhood, right? And so I think that can be done in a cost-efficient manner too. It just has to be done thoughtfully. It's not a question of putting a burden on the person who's constructing an ADU. It's a question of really thinking about what we want our neighborhoods to look like. So,
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Chair, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any further questions? Okay, thank you.
great, thank you.
Thank you.
Meeting you.
Althea Brooks? Althea Brooks? Althea Brooks? Kathleen Green McRae? Come on up. Yeah. Hi.
So your first name is Catherine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, Kathleen, I apologize.
No, that's fine. Pretty much everybody gets it wrong. You got the second name right. That's
Okay.
amazing, actually.
State your name and address for the record.
Catherine Green McCrite, 198 McKinley Avenue, New Haven, Connecticut, 06515.
And you're being appointed to the Homeless Advisory Commission. And tell us why you want to sit on this commission.
Well, I come at this from a somewhat personal background. I myself have never been houseless, but I easily could have been. So I'm coming at this from the point of view of the fact that many people who are houseless have mental illnesses.
Mhm.
And if they didn't before they became houseless, they can get ill. And I myself know what it's like to live with a major mental illness. And I know that when it first became a problem in my life, if I had not had very supportive family and supportive friends and supportive colleagues and very good health insurance, I mean, I easily I could have fallen through the cracks and become houseless. So I'm a priest at Christ Church, where we have a soup kitchen, and I served on the NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, Elm City, and I have a very personal existential experience with mental illness, and I know that that's part of what it means to be at that level of the socioeconomic spectrum.
Well, thank you for that. And a lot of people don't see it that way, but, and especially when you do not have family support, friends and others that can support you, in ways that can help you, achieve a better goal. And, if you don't, that's a lot of the times where it happens, where we wind up seeing a lot of the people with disabilities, you know. So I'm glad you're coming at it from a different angle, and I hope that, you know, being appointed, that you would bring a different insight. Any further questions?
Madam Chair,
Sure.
I want to thank you for your interest in this. We do have a homeless situation here in our city.
Yes.
I too have been homeless.
Yeah.
But I also work with the population
Yes.
who are co-occurring disorders as well.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the advocacy part of it with wraparound services, is that something that would be of interest for you? Because, you know, we do need, they homeless, they are dealing with some mental health,
Sure.
some addiction,
Yes. Right.
some legal background.
Yes.
So all these things come into play.
Yeah.
Which you will need just more than just a house or a place to live.
Right. Right. It's
How do we
it's a
advocate
nest of problems.
for that whole man?
Yeah. How do we? That's a very good question. And I, not having been on the board, the commission, I am eager to see how that happens, how that work is done at that level in the city.
So you've not attended, I apologize, so you've not attended any meetings?
No, not yet, no. Yeah, that does, my advocacy work has been more along the mental health lines. I served not only on the board of NAMI Elm City, but also at the hospital, the psych hospital, on the Patient and Family Advisory Council, they call it. And so the advocacy that I have done has been more through my writing and my public speaking and teaching. So advocacy is huge. Yeah, that's huge.
Great. As well, I not only been on homeless, but I am also clergyman as well.
Oh, great.
So,
where?
Yep.
You open your mouth.
There was simple on Congress Avenue. So, but we also, just not to throw that in there, but I'm saying, so it's a two-part. You advocate for the mental health aspect of it. Then the ministry to the need of the total man.
Yeah.
So,
I think compassion is a huge piece, I would hope, for the people who are on this commission. Because it's to the whole person. It's not just to, a part of them.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Eva Johnson?
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Great. It's Iva Johnson.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
State your name and address for the record.
Iva Johnson, 113 Rock Creek Road, New Haven, Connecticut, 06515. I just said it all. Okay. I was like, I'm here at the Board of Alders, so they would know. Okay.
And you're also interested in serving on the Homeless Advisory Commission?
Yes, I am.
And tell us why.
Well, I am a product of getting some of the many resources while I was homeless with my children. And that's been some years ago. Uh, I believe that it's important for us to continue as a city to continue to grow in the way that we're growing right now with serving our homeless population. And just like Alder Hertz said, wraparound is important to me. I live in the West Hills community, and we have hotels that are subsidized from city money to house the homeless and provide shelter in the winters and in inclement weather. Uh, they also need more support because we often see them in the streets trying to make sure that they're okay. There's no resources for them, and sometimes they're at our neighbors' homes using their water hoses and um, because we're growing as a city to support them. Um, and the hope is that we also are able to continue to grow in an area that will support them with more resources. And understanding again that there is a heavy drug population, unfortunately, when you're homeless, and also mental health. Again, wraparound services would really, really help. I see that a lot of the homeless population in our city do suffer from trauma, not only just mental health, but trauma in itself. Me being homeless with my children, I was truly blessed. I was blessed to be able to be a part of the system where advocated for me and allowed me to advocate for myself. And therefore, my children are grown. They're college bound, and some have graduated from college in the Navy. And I myself am looking forward to retirement from my job. But of course, I can't retire. That's not what I do. But yes, so I'm looking forward to be a supportive part of the commission and bring what I have to the table and to support what's going on right now.
Wonderful. Any further questions?
I have one.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
You go first.
Rodriguez.
Thank you for sharing the information you've shared. What in New Haven, we're being very proactive to addressing the crisis we have of homelessness. We have the Home Advisory Commission, which is we're working on building and making it really strong. Additionally to that, we have all different modes of ways that we're trying to address the homeless community in providing them. Have you thought in the wraparound services that it starts with the helping hand, but eventually at some point, and this is just an idea, from homeless to homeowner?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a product of that. And I believe that that is somewhere that we really, really need to go and strive to. What may be something that may be a stumbling block or a challenge for us is that some of our homeless population are transient. And they're not really looking for a home, they're just looking to stay for a minute, do whatever they need to do. Sometimes it's unsavory. And of course, we want to work with our local police department to make sure that they don't do those kind of things. But the ones that really truly want to strive and be a part of a viable community, yes, I have definitely thought about that.
And how would you feel if you were homeowner? What would that mean to you?
I am a homeowner.
And how has that changed your life?
That has changed my life tremendously. Before I was a homeowner and just after I was homeless, my children and I lived in a space where I was able to fight and say, we need services, we need all kinds of things happening. And once I became a homeowner, I felt like I was accomplished, that I was able to give my children something that they could look back and say, well, this is my home. We don't have to move. I could go to this same school. I could have these same friends, and I have a foundation. So I'm so thankful that I picked one of the lovely places in the West Hills area. I am at the base of West Rock Mountain, so I have all the birds and all the deers and all the animals, and I feel very, very good about being a homeowner.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Alderman.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Ivor, for being with us tonight, and your interest in this commission. I appreciate the story. A lot of us don't have a story, but yet we do have a story. And our story tells us a lot, how we have overcome a whole lot of things. And the question I want to pose to you is, this may not be a popular commission, may not be a glorified commission. You're going to deal with the issues at hand, because we have a homeless crisis in this city. And there are those homeless families, homeless individuals, homeless teens. All this we have to address. And it's not popular because you have some who own homes and say, hey, they forget from where they come or where they could have been, but for the grace of God, they didn't end up in that situation. Well, I'm not one. I'm not that one. But at the end of the day, I'm where I'm at now because I had a support. Our people in our city who are homeless, although they may be transient, and some like to overstay their welcome, we have to address the issue. Be it not, they may not want a place, a shelter to go to. They want to live on the land. We have that. They want to live on the land, but because of ordinances, they cannot live on the land. How are we going to address that issue? We have 211 in place. We have resiliency. We have this program and that program, but yet still they won't. We have the shelters they can go to, but they have to be in at a certain time. You know, we have resources, but they rather live on the land. And we understand a lot of them want to live on the land because of their addiction. They don't want to follow the rules. How are we going to address that?
Well, that's an excellent question. And you're absolutely right. A lot do suffer from addiction, and a lot are actually victimizing our children by sex trafficking. That's why I talked about the police department and working closely with them to minimize the population that comes in that's transient, that really do not care about our city, don't care about our families, don't care about anything but themselves, that we should look at ways to limit that type of behavior in our city. And you're absolutely right. This is not a popular commission. This is not a popular topic. And I am not here for popularity. I am here to make sure that what's happened with me and the success that I've had as a homeowner and as a person who's been homeless, that others can benefit as well. I'm also here to make sure that I can blend in with the existing commission and tackle just that question. What do we do with ones who come into our city and want to exploit and do not care about getting the health services that they need for their drug addiction. However, I believe that it's important for us to address the drug addiction. Onset, I'm going back to the hotels that are in my neighborhood. They tried real hard, but the resources are not there yet. And I'm going to say that quite loudly, yet, to limit the around-the-clock transient population that come in to exploit our young people, our families, and to just say it's okay to use drugs.
And I'm at this point, Madam Chair, that we already know what the problem is. We get around the table and talk about the problems, but we never come up with a solution. So I'm hoping that we can get people on this commission that can identify the problem and know what the problem is. But let's work on the solution instead of saying the complaint. Well, let's be the solution to the problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just want to mention that the shack that is in our community has been an asset and a community resource for individuals and teens who have troubled and often come in that may have been sex trafficked and or have been a part of the drug scene and other kind of criminal scene. So getting to them and getting them confident enough to know that, look, I'm not going to allow you to exploit me, and move forward with that positivity within our community and within our youth. And again, working closely, I believe, with the police department, because they have been working closely with us, and other resources that could minimize the negativity.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any further questions? Seeing none, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Margaret Cargrove, the Humane Commission. Good evening.
My name's Maggie, or Margaret Targo, and I live at 20 Walden Street in New Haven, 06512.
And this is not your first commission, you've been
No.
on others.
Yeah.
So why do you want to sit on the Humane Commission?
Well, I have a love of animals. I love my dogs. And I think I would help the commission is there needs to be some agreed upon policies set up between the board and the animal shelter. So there can't ever be any gray areas for discussion.
But you're also a grant writer.
And I'm a grant writer, so I think I'm good. And I saw they're looking for a grant writer.
They could definitely use that and use money for the Humane Commission. And I'm hoping that we get people that really have a really concerned interest for our animals. There's an influx of animals, and I hate to see when I see stories of animals being left on the roadside, and I think puppies were left by the wayside, and to me that's just inhumane.
I agree.
There's other ways to do that and mistreatment of animals, and so I'm happy to see that there's a few people that are really still interested in doing that type of work.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you. You've been around a long time.
I have.
Any further questions? Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dolores Colon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Dolores Colon, 34 Salem Street, New Haven, Connecticut.
And a former alder. You've been appointed to the Livable City Initiative Board.
Correct.
And why would you like to sit on that commission?
kind of miss it. Of my 18 years on the board, I was assigned, I believe, for, I don't know, 12 of my 18 years as an alder, and the business that it handles, the sale of, empty lots or splitting lots for adjoining neighbors, I think is important. And the city also owns other properties, and I would like to see our struggling city get a better price for some of the properties that they own that are going up for sale. Because I think every penny will hurt, and it will help all of our residents pay a little bit less, in our taxes. And if there's more than one person that's interested in a property, we should pick someone who has done the most for the city. If we have like a developer who has shown an interest, well, what has his track record been? Has he been a good neighbor, a good homeowner, and a good landlord to his residents, that kind of thing. So I kind of miss being in the game, so to speak. And I'm settled in my retirement. I've been retired since January of 2022. I have a routine that now allows me to stick my toe in, certain areas, and I'd like to maybe serve in this capacity.
That's wonderful. And I know you said on livable city as long as I was on the board too, and I remember, and you were very informative and let other alders know when there was issues. And yes, that's very helpful to us. Any further questions?
I just have to share a point. I sit on the Livable Cities Initiative board, and I think you would be a nice complement with the information and the knowledge and all the experience you have in the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And that's it, Dolores.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will wait to hear from Barbara or legislative aid.
Okay, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Raquel Figueroa Crespo? Raquel Figueroa Crespo. Raquel Figueroa Crespo. Next person is Richard Blue. Good evening. State your name and address for the record.
Yes, Richard Ballou, 40 Academy Street, New Haven, Connecticut.
And you're being appointed to the Port Authority Board of Commissioners.
Yes.
That is a very important commission as far as, there's all important commissions, but there's some more so than others, I would say. And so tell me why you have an interest serving on the Port Authority.
Sure. Great question. So how the kind of search to serve New Haven and see the capacity in which I could help, I think I'd have to go back to when I was 5 or 6, to be honest with you. A lot of my background comes in my upbringing with my mother. She always put a focus on trying to help those, or the city you're a part of, or a community that you live in. So that's really where the interest began, with a conversation with her. Living in a city now that I have for several years, my family's been in and around Woodbridge or New Haven for quite some time. So truthfully, how the process began after that was, did a simple search of the city website and seeing some of the committees or boards that I could potentially serve or use my experience to really contribute. And taking a look at the Port Authority, some of my background in my career has to do with a lot of industrial. I work as a commercial real estate agent. I've worked in 2 of the major ports in our country, which is LA and New York, which gives me kind of a port background as well as industrial, which, depending on how you look at it, fortunately or unfortunately, also includes environmental. So I do have that background as well.
Any other questions? Don't have any?
No.
Sam?
No.
Sitting on the Port Authority?
I do sit on the Port Authority,
Yes, sir.
and your expertise will be well used. It's a great commission.
Okay, and seeing none, no further questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Dustin Nord? Good evening.
My name is Dustin Nord. I'm at 110 Nash Street in New Haven, Connecticut.
And you're also being appointed to the Port Authority Board. Why did you want to sit on the Port Authority?
So I was looking to be involved in the city. I had initially actually looked at other commissions, but a colleague of mine, Tom Cavalier, who is currently on the Port Authority, or a former colleague, he actually just took a job over at Tweed just this past week, but he recommended that I take a look at the Port Authority, and Sally had me sitting on some of the meetings, and in the process, I think I learned that with my background, I worked for Advance ET, which is the economic development organization for the state of Connecticut. I work on their research team, and I think my background working there has prepared me well for helping with a lot of the issues that face the port on a monthly basis. In the meetings that I've seen, we work with companies looking for real estate. We look to maneuver through bureaucracy around the state, understand what are the economic headwinds that are facing the state, connect people with resources not within just our own city, but advocate for resources outside the city as well. I think the connections that I've made there and the experiences that I've gained will suit me well on the board.
And as I said before, it is an important board, and so we do take attendance. I'm sorry, I didn't say that earlier. Attendance at these commissions are very important, and so especially when it's a big to-do with the Port Authority, we want to ensure that people who sign up are able to attend and are able to make the meetings, because one of the issues is that when your appointment is up and you have to come before us and you only had a 50% attendance rating, we're not going to approve you unless you come before us and tell us why. Just so you know.
Yeah, no, I serve on other nonprofit boards. I know of the frustration that can come when you need to make decisions and folks don't arrive. And so I hope that I've always strived to not be that guy that does that.
Issues happen. I mean, you know,
things do come up. You're right.
You could get hurt, and you know, this is why we have you come to the board to say, you know, I was hurt. I was out for a while, but I was back in. You know, because they don't tell us why you were out. They just say, you know, you were out so many days. So, and that's why we always ask those questions, because I feel it's important that if you're committing to it, and if you don't want to sit on it, it's not something you want to do, just let them know. And then they're going to appoint someone else. So thank you so much for your willingness to want to do that.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
And as I said, Sal also sits on the Port Authority.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I have a question.
Yes.
You said you viewed some of our meetings.
Yeah.
Is there anything particular area that you're more interested in or sort of caught your eye?
I only managed to hear some of the pieces as it relates to some of the decisions that you're starting to make around. I believe, what was the reason? It was that there was a piece of property that came into your possession that previously was owned by the DOT, and so you're determining how it's going to be rented to Gateway Terminal, I believe was the current owner. And I think I find that to be fascinating in and of itself, but I don't know that everybody would agree with me that that's a fascinating thing, but I find that to be fascinating. And maneuvering those kinds of decisions and conversations, I think is pretty interesting. And then beyond that, just kind of understanding where it's going from here, the port. I think it's going through a lot of changes with the new dredging that's going to be happening. If I'm understanding that correctly, it's happening. They're the process. I think soil samples was what I heard recently is what they're doing. The Army Corps is doing, and so being able to be involved in seeing where the port goes from here, not just where it's been for the last 400 years, but seeing where it goes. I think
it is a very, very interesting commission. As Madam Chair mentioned, and a very important one for the city. Because visiting it, I lived in that area my whole life and I really never went to the port.
Yeah.
But it is fascinating.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff they do there, but welcome.
Thank
you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Steve, no further questions? Thank you. Caleb Ortiz Diaz. Don't look nervous, we're not gonna bite. Hi, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Caleb Ortiz Diaz. My address is 51 Colony Road, 06511.
And you're being appointed to the Commission on Youth. And why would you want to sit on it? What is your interest?
So I currently go to Sound School in New Haven, Connecticut. I've been a New Haven resident practically my whole life, so I love the city, like it's my home. And I just want to give back to my community. And I just want to help my peers, just provide them just like provide solutions to the inequities and disparities we see within youth. And yeah.
Good.
You're a well-spoken young man. We need people like you to sit on the Youth Commission because there aren't enough of them that want to sit on the commission. And, we make decisions for youth a lot of the times. And unless you are at the table, we don't know if those decisions are the right ones or not. And so with you being there, you'll be able to bring your thoughts and ideas. And if you don't like something, you could always say something. And so this is your opportunity to speak. And not just, this commission actually holds a lot of value because the Youth Commission does a lot in the community with youth activities. And so what you bring to the table will hopefully invigorate the Youth Commission to do possibly a better job. I think they're doing a great job now, but they can do maybe a better job, but just by your input and with other colleagues, maybe your age. So very happy to see youth that want to sit on a commission because I think it's important. Any further questions? Alder.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, young man, for being with us on tonight and your interest in the Youth Commission. When I was coming up, it was just say no. But there's a lot that our young people are dealing with right now. A whole lot. More than what I was dealing with when I was younger. The support they need. The support that they need. How can you help us, the older crew, the older generation, understand that support?
So I'm also on the State Student Equity Advisory Board. So what we do is we focus on creating solutions to inequities across the state between different schools and districts. And so we contact, for our projects, we have to contact athletic directors, we contact directors of different districts, and then they go ahead and contact parents, and we also use social media, we do flyers, posters, and then we give out presentations too. So I think that answers your question of how we can help you understand. And with those presentations, we also give solutions. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, you heard me say before to the other individual who came up for homeless, we heard all the problems, but we never hear of a solution. We're here for solutions, and that's very key because we understand, we know what the problem is. A lot of us do. I'm a father of 5, so a lot of us do. But then there's the solution. Some of us just need a little more help with creating a solution. And that will be key, to have someone who understands the problem, but also willing to work and help with a solution. So thank you for the answer. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Alder Rodriguez.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We have over 50 different boards and commissions in the city, you know. On every aspect of the city, we have over 300 volunteers that are serving in one capacity or another. And I see that your resume is really nice, very nicely done. And you share that you have high honors with distinction. That's very significant. But my question stems around, why did you choose the Youth Commission instead of there's others?
So, the Youth Commission, so originally, I've been in New Haven, I've always lived in New Haven.
My apologies. How did you learn about the Youth Commission and why did you choose?
I don't learn about it. So, I think I was just looking, honestly, I think I was just looking through commission on the website. I'm gonna be honest. And I'm also like, previously to this, I was on the board already, the Student State Advisory Board, and we do stuff similar to that. So I thought I could like bridge, like connect the two. So the things we do there could positively impact the things we could do in the district, and the solutions in other districts could help, like could also be solutions that we could use here that they've already done. So yeah, I just wanna, yeah.
You want to expand?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sounds good. It's
Sounds
a
good.
great school, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
And you must have a proud mama back there, that she's smiling and giggling back there. And, yeah, your talents are well, and I hope you will do great on the commission. And it's nice to have youth like you that want to serve. And so we thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Caleb.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caleb.
And you're very welcome.
Alberta Witherspoon, she did not have to attend.
She's here, I think.
Oh, she is? Oh, I didn't see you back there. I apologize.
We saw you.
You were hiding from me.
No, I wasn't. Good evening. My name is Alberta Witherspoon. I reside at 130 Wilmot Road, apartment 206, New Haven 06515.
And, you're, oh, I know why you're here. And I apologize. You sit on the Affordable Housing Commission, and it says that, that your attendance is a little bit lacking. Was there an issue that you couldn't make it?
Yes, there were, because I'm the president of the Citywide Advisory Board, and our meeting the same time. So they were trying to move the meeting up a little so that I could attend.
Okay. So was it better for you if they did that, or they didn't do it?
Yes, it's better. It would be better if they continue to do it. I could ask, would they move our meeting up, but I doubt it because most of the staff, they are there.
Mhm.
And well, they attend the meeting.
And what time are the meetings? During the day?
5 to 6.
5 to 6, and when is your other meeting?
6.
Okay, so yeah, it's close. And if it goes a little over, you won't be able to. Is this something that you want to continue sitting on?
Yes, I do, because I think I have something to bring to the board, because I am a housing commissioner, and I've been advocating for housing for over 25 years. And sitting on the Affordable Housing Commission, I think I could bring them a lot of positive feedback as far as housing and what's affordable and what's not.
Alderman?
I guess, Madam Chair, to you,
Mhm.
is it possible we can find out if the, not the hours we change, but maybe days, of the meetings be changed?
I'm not sure when the citywide,
We just had it today.
okay.
It's the last Wednesday of the month.
And when is
It's been being the last Wednesday.
last Wednesday of the month?
Today, my meeting lasts 22 minutes.
Oh, it's a short meeting.
So I believe it should be a valuable asset.
No, I
And,
understand.
It's not that we want to, we won't, we can use her expertise at the table.
Mhm.
And if we could work out something where maybe it could be suggested that, maybe change the day, so she can be, her expertise and experience can be at that table.
To the staff, if we do make a recommendation, if we can see if we can, change the date of the, for the Affordable Housing Commission, not the time, but the date, to accommodate, maybe that's an issue for other people, I'm not sure, but, I just know that, being that, she is a valuable asset to the commission and for her to not to be able to attend full attendance, if we can accommodate that, then we can make a notation that, if she comes back again and then, the attendance is still the same, we can't reappoint her. And we'd like to. So, we want to make sure that you're happy and, because that's always the question, because sometimes people aren't happy on the commission, that's why they don't attend, or that there's issues that may come up that they couldn't, either they're sick or whatever. But seeing that you do and it's a conflict, then it's a problem. Yes, Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you. That you are aware of, are there times when there has to be voting items and that you're not able to vote on? Okay. And if it's possible through the staff, Madam Chair, maybe we should consider a letter from the chair to see how it would impact the commission, the attendance, even though we have the significant contribution of her expertise in the field. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will ask staff to make that recommendation.
Thank you. Madam Chair, if I
Yes.
may, and if there is still time to consider that we then postpone this till the next meeting, if there is still time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Is there still time, Misty?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Nagali is not here, but I don't believe that she needed to be here because she's a reappointment.
Good attendance.
Yes, good attendance. Kelly Gazzardo is the same. Didn't need to be here. If she is here, that's fine. Roseanne Sheridan.
She's here.
She's here. I know, I saw her back there. You didn't need to be.
I know, but I wanted to just speak to you, if you don't mind.
Okay, come on up.
Thank you for seeing
State
me.
your name and address.
My name is Roseanne Chatterton. I live at 39 Beecher Place, New Haven. Nice to see you again. I was just here a few months ago. I just wanted to put in a plea for these two wonderful commissioners tonight, for the Humane Commission, because we struggle with quorum. We need 4 members for quorum, and right now we only have 5 commissioners. And one of them, who just got appointed, I don't know the details, and I don't want to know, it's not my business, but she has some medical issues. She's missed her first 3 meetings, and she doesn't know if she's going to be able to continue, which leaves just 4 of us. And if one person can't come because of work or anything, like our last meeting, we didn't have quorum, and we had to vote on something. So we basically listened to reports. Giovanni's in was there, and we listened to reports, and that was that. So these are both wonderful candidates, Kathy Stevens and Maggie Targrove, and I just wanted to say, please highly consider them.
Well, thank you
Thank you so
for
much.
endorsing them.
Thank you so
you.
much.
And thank you for your service on the Humane Commission as well.
Love it. I'm a huge animal lover, and I'm happy to serve.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rose.
And Claudia Mercer, I don't believe she's here. She did not need to be here as well.
Okay.
Okay, so we are finished with, is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on any of these individuals this evening? Is there anyone from the public that would like to testify on any of these individuals this evening? Is there anyone from the public wishing to testify on any of these individuals this evening? Seeing none? Make a
Madam
motion.
Chair, I make a motion that we close the public portion of the meeting.
Second.
Has been moved in second. Discussion? Seeing none? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Madam,
Motion carries.
thank you. Madam Chair, in reference to item 1, I make a motion to approve this appointment.
Okay.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Discussion?
I'd like to just bring one important statement that was not mentioned, that was in the writings provided by Ms. Stevens. And it says, I currently work with Canine Cadre Northford. Our facility was voted Best Dog Trainer in a Reader's Choice poll from the Record Journal in 2022 and 2023. I am educated in positive motivational training and behavioral modification. Despite the fact of her medical ailments, she's demonstrating that she is able to do this work and is ready to provide her professional experience of, I believe it's over 30 years, you mentioned?
Yeah.
Over 30 years. I think she would be an excellent commissioner for the Humane Commission.
And,
I'd also like to take the opportunity to amend this appointment from 6/30/2024 to June 30th, 2027.
yeah,
Second.
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Discussion? Seeing none? Back to the original,
I'm sorry.
appointment.
One moment, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay, the appointment needs to be amended because because of the term expiration date. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam, I make a motion that we approve item 2, order of the New Haven Board of Alders, approving the appointment of Marcella Monk-Flake to the Cultural Affairs Commission.
Second.
Is moved in second. Discussion?
I would just like to say, knowing Marcella for many, many years as a teacher, and she's just a wonderful person, and she'd be a great asset to that commission.
Yes.
I would like to say, just coming from the Monk family,
Yeah.
it's very, very talented family.
Mhm.
Educated and talented, musically inclined, artsy, and they are she would add a beautiful addition to the commission.
Wonderful. Any further discussion? Seeing none,
I'd like to support all the candidates that presented.
okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, abstentions, the motion carries.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve item 3, the order of the New Haven Board of Alders approving the appointment, no, my apologies.
Yes.
I make a motion that we do a leave to withdraw on the appointment of Robert Post to the Board of Ethics.
Been moved.
Second.
Second, been moved in second discussion.
As he was absent today, there is not enough time for him to attend the June's Aldermanic Affairs Committee meeting because his name was submitted to the Board of Alders on April 1st, 2024. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. And any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. And I'd like to note that Alder Fakeland has joined us in deliberations. Thank you.
Madam Chair, on item 4, I make a motion to approve the appointment of David M. Caruso to the Fair Rent Commission.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Michael Waters to the Historic District Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to a leave to withdraw in reference to the appointment of Althea M. Brooks to the Homeless Advisory Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion.
According to what has been shared with us, there is not enough time for her to attend the June's Aldermanic Affairs Committee meeting because her name was not submitted to the Board of Alders on April 1st, 2024.
Okay. No further discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Catherine Green McWright to the Homeless Advisory Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Iva Johnson to the Homeless Advisory Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Margaret Grove to the Humane Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion.
I'd like to make an amend from June 30th, 2028 to June 30th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
As we move in second discussion on the change,
Madam Chair,
okay?
I move
Seeing
to,
none, we'll go back to the original motion.
thank you. Due to the term expiration date from June 30th, 2028 to June 30th, 2025, unfortunately, it is too early to extend this 3-year term out to 2028.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. That's where she's getting it.
Okay, right. Okay, great. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Dolores Colon to the Livable Cities Initiative Board.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. No further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, Ms. Raquel Figueroa Crespo was to be appointed to the Peace Commission. She was absent. I make a motion to leave to withdraw. She is no longer interested in serving in the Peace Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Richard Ballou to the Port Authority Board of Commissioners, and also the appointment of Dustin Nord to the Port Authority Board of Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Yes.
Point of order.
Yes.
Okay. In reference to the appointment of Richard Ballou, I share the following. Sorry. His turn. Okay, 1 moment. Okay, I move to amend the order to indicate that Mr. Ballou is filling the position for someone with environmental advocacy experience on this board. Mr. Ballou is filling the position that requires someone to have experience in environmental advocacy. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. It was an amendment to the original, it wasn't an amendment to the original request. Is that correct, Mindy?
Yeah, amendment to the order.
Okay, so it is an amendment to the order, so we would have to retract our vote and we should do them separately then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Okay, Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Richard Ballou to the Port Authority Board of Commission.
Second.
Moved in second discussion.
Mr. Ballou is filling the position. I make an amend. I move to amend the order to indicate that Mr. Ballou is filling the position for someone with environmental advocacy experience on this board.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none,
Madam Chair.
all in favor say aye.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Mr. Ballou is filling the position that requires someone to have experience in environmental advocacy. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, it's moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, opposed, abstentions, the motion carries back to our original, motion.
Madam Chair, looking at item 13, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Dustin Nord to the Port Authority Board of Commissioners.
Motion, a moment of clarity, because we didn't fully approve Richard Ballou. We amended it because we had to do an environmental, we seconded it, and then we went back to the original amendment.
And we
So you'd like to move, no, we approve it. Oh, you have to move it to approve.
Okay, Madam Chair, I make the motion as to approve the appointment of Richard Ballou as amended to the Port Authority Board of Commissioners. Thank you, Madam Chair.
First, it has seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm so confused. Any abstentions? The motion carries. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Madam Chair, on item 13, I make the motion to approve the appointment of Dustin Nord to the Port Authority Board of Commissioners.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Madam Chair, in reference to item 14, I make a motion to approve the appointment of Caleb Ortiz Diaz to the Commission on Youth.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Okay, number 15.
Madam Chair, I'd like to move items 15, 16, no,
No, 15 separate.
15 separate.
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion that we revisit this appointment in our next upcoming meeting, Madam Chair.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. And the discussion is that our staff will reach out to the Affordable Housing Commission to see if the date can be changed in order to accommodate Alberta Witherspoon so that she can attend the meeting and have a better attendance record, because right now she does not. And if that doesn't come to pass, then we will have to reconsider that appointment by extending it out to the next meeting.
And also, Madam Chair, if I may, that we received some correspondence from the chair. If, in fact, her contribution to her work will not necessarily require her to be present, and that she would still be able to contribute effectively to the commission. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. And then,
Madam Chair, I'd like to move items 16, 17, 18, and 19. The appointment, to make the motion for the reappointments of Magali Cajigas to the Cultural Affairs Commission, of Kelly Wazardo to the Cultural Affairs Commission, of Roseanne Chatterton to the Humane Commission, and Flora Merson to the Board of Library Directors. We received correspondence and information regarding their attendance as good attendance, and as a result, normally these appointments we vote on approval to them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
then moved. Is there
Second.
Then moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Thank
Madam
you.
Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Moved in second discussion. Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Quickland.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Pleasure, colleagues. Good to see you.
Welcome.
Thank you. You can stop the recording.
Oh, man.